Welcome back to another episode of Dungeons, Dragons, and Space Shuttles. I'm Baby Weenus. This is episode 13. We're going to explore some Glacticraft today. So last episode we went to the moon. That was all fun. Since then we've built our Tier 2 rocket. As you can see, they have little boosters on here. It wasn't that difficult, just took a lot of materials and stuff that you can only find on the moon. So that's all built. Since then, we have been to the moon, and we have been to a space station that we made, which we're going to go to today. We've also been to Mars, which is what the Tier 2 takes you to Mars. We have to go back to Mars to collect some materials, so that's actually where we're going to go right now. We're going to start the episode off by traveling to Mars. And I believe my oxygen collector's condenser is on Mars. So my oxygen tanks, as of right now, are pretty low. But I don't have the condenser here, so I'm hoping I left it on Mars. A couple upgrades I made. I have a Tier 2 spacesuit now, which is needed to go to Venus, which is the next planet we plan on going to. Also, thermal padding, Tier 2, for all the slots. That way I don't take cold damage, because when I went to Mars the first time I didn't have that, and I took a lot of damage from it just being cold. I couldn't stay there that long. So we're going to go back to Mars, select Mars on here. Could also go to the moons of Mars. I have no idea what they have, but right now we need to go to Mars. Here's the space station. I already created one. We're going to go there after Mars. But for now, let's go to Mars. So for this, you land in a little package here, just like they do in real life. So you kind of bounce around for a minute. You can see my house I built over there. Also, I got my little buddy. Hey, he came here to greet me. Once I stop bouncing, I'll jump out. Here's my little buddy, my pet here. I actually named him Buddy. There's these little slugs you can find on their eggs on Mars and hatch them out, and they'll actually can follow you around, and they can carry items for you. I mean, I don't need that, but they can. Here's one right here. Red slime egg. If you break this open, you get one of these little guys, unnamed, and you right click on them. You can call them whatever you want. Dude number 2. And they have a little storage here. You can actually craft backpacks for them and have them store a lot of stuff. I don't need that, but and then he'll either sit or you can set him to follow you. Well, this guy I don't need 2 of them following me, so I'll just have him sit. We got to make sure to get the rocket back in the launch pad. Got the launch pad, got the rocket. We're going to go ahead and set that up right away, so we don't panic if we run out of air. Put that there. Put my rocket here, the fuel loader, the power source, and then put some. I brought a bunch of fuel because we have several places we're going to go. So load that up with fuel, let that do its thing. Alright, here's my little house I made. Same setup we did on the moon. So we have the trees here producing oxygen. We've got the oxygen collector underneath of it, powered by right now by a furnace. It's pumping oxygen through this tube into our little house with the airlock. Have the airlock controller set to open up when I walk near it. And then inside here, I've got the sealer and the compressor. The compressor is what I left here, so I couldn't refill my oxygen tanks. Hopefully it works, because I don't have much oxygen. So, yeah, so this is going to fill up the oxygen tanks. I'm going to bring all this stuff with me when I leave here, because I only need a little bit more materials off of Mars, and then we're actually almost done with this planet. For now, I'm sure we'll have to come back at some point, but in order to get to the next planet, there's not much else we need from Mars that I haven't gotten. The main thing I did was kill the boss in the dungeon to get the schematics to make the next tier. That one's full. This is going to actually run out of power. Alright, and my tanks are all full. So equip that. Got 2 full tanks. So we're going to go out and collect the remaining materials we needed from here. It's actually starting to get dark, which is not great. The material we need is called Desh. It spawns pretty much anywhere under the surface, but the easiest way to find it is through caverns or dungeons. What is this? Oh, this must have been where I was exploring previously. Perfect. I'll go right back down here. Alright, I'm just going to take my mining hammer out. Alright, come on, Desh ore. Iron, tin, copper. Alright, opened up some type of cavern down here, so there's some Desh. This is what the Desh looks like. Desh ore. I'm going to get a good amount of it because I don't plan on coming back here. There's some more right down here. There's the vibranium I was just talking about. It's all over the place up here. It takes a very, very long time to harvest vibranium, so until I actually need it, I'm not actually going to harvest it. There's some more here. Oh, didn't mean to fall that far. There's a lot of it. Alright, how much do I have now? 30. I'm not sure the conversion rate. Desh ingots are... Oh, 1 to 1. Okay. That's not so bad. But we do also need compressed Desh, which is 2 ingots per one of these. Obsidian, Iridium. Okay. That's not so bad, but I'm probably going to get a little bit more. I'm going to try to get like a full stack of it, and then we'll go to the next step in our journey. Alright, and now we made our way back up to the surface. So we're going to leave this planet. First, we're going to disassemble our home. Take some of this stuff apart. You see, I found a dungeon over there. I actually got lucky with Mars. I only had to do 1 dungeon. And I got the patterns for the Tier 3 space rocket right away. So we're going to disassemble this. Unfortunately, I don't know any way to... Well, let's see. Can I take you guys with me? I don't know if I actually punched him. I don't think there's any way to... Oh, I killed my buddy. Alright, so we're back at our base here. I'm going to just disassemble everything so I can bring it with me, because we don't need to come back here, at least not for quite a while. Grab all my pipes, grab the sealable pipe. I want to take the airlock with me too, because it's kind of a pain to make. And I'm going to pick up my machines. The energy cube, obviously we need that for multiple things. Bring these with me too. Might as well bring the furnace. I'm going to leave these chests here because there's not really anything in them while I'm out of room. I'll leave these chests here. I'm sure I will need to come back at some point, but for now, we have everything we need from Mars. So this is all fueled up. Next up is going to be the space station. Alright, let's launch. It shouldn't take that long to launch from Mars because there's less gravity, and so I think you leave the atmosphere a little faster. Alright, we're almost out of the atmosphere. And then it's going to take us to the menu, and this time we're going to go visit my space station. Overworld. How do I... Oh, you know what? You might not be able to go from Mars to the space station. You might only be able to go to the planets. Interesting. Moon. Oh, there it is. There we go. I can go there. Right? Satellite. Pretty sure I can go to the satellite. Oh, there it is. Yeah. I named it the Enterprise with the Z. Alright, so let's go check out my space station. Yeah, it instantly warps you here, which is kind of cool. So, with this, there is literally zero gravity. I can build thrusters to make this thing spin, and then it'll have gravity, but before I do that, it literally has no gravity whatsoever. And you can float. If you jump, you'll float off into the abyss and just I don't know what happens, but it's not a good thing. I started to build a few things. This is what I have so far. It's kind of nice. I have a little area here for... Where's my rocket? Oh, I think it might be in here. Yes. Oh, see how I said about floating off into space? Oh, luckily I got caught on the edge there, but if you do the wrong thing, you'll just float off into the abyss, which is not cool. I need to do the airlock. Okay. Alright, so there's our door. I'm going to put the other airlock stuff in my bag for now. Got my solar panel. This is not going to seal for a few reasons. I don't have the oxygen sealer, and I don't have the stuff to hook up to draw the oxygen from the tree yet. I don't plan on living here for a while. I have a lot of other things I want to do first. So eventually I'll set that up like we had on the last two planets so that this is all filled with oxygen and I can take my equipment off. But for now, I just wanted to show you guys the space station. This is from the inside. It works the same no matter where you're launching from or what you're doing. You just have to make sure that the fuel goes on the correct side. So fuel loader, power cell. Fuel loader goes on this side here, and the power cell can go anywhere around it, I believe. Maybe it has to go on the other side, actually. Fuel loader. Yeah, that power might need to go on the other side. Hopefully this doesn't fly off into the abyss. Please don't. Please don't fly away. Okay, I got it. Whew. Maybe we could drop this on top. It's on output on all sides. No. It has to be set up the way we've been doing it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where did it go? Ruh-roh. Oh, I didn't get it. Oh. I 100% need that. Uh-oh. This is bad. I just broke it and it went flying off somewhere. Maybe it'll come back down? Please? I really need that power cube. That's extremely difficult to make. I have a solar panel, so it's not 100% impossible. I think that will work. Okay, so that will work temporarily to load this up to get us out of here. But I lost my energy cube, which is a huge step back. So that was very difficult to get. Let me get the fuel that's remaining out of here. put it back in here. Sad day. I just wanted to show you how the space station was coming along, and unfortunately I lost my energy cube. Let's hop back in here. We're going to go back to Earth and try to make a Tier 3 rocket. If we're successful and we're able to make the Tier 3 rocket with materials I just gathered, then we should be able to go to Venus, which we've never been to before. And we're falling back to Earth. We landed on a tree this time. Depending where you're coming from, you actually land in completely different areas. Get the ship and the launch pad back. So I'm going to put the launch pad back, but I'm not going to put the rocket back on it. You might ask, well, why not? Well, we're going to recycle this Tier 2 rocket into this big machine I made called an arc furnace from Immersive Engineering. It's a very big multi-block structure. It's pretty complicated to make, but if you read the instruction guide it comes with, it helps you pretty simple to do once you follow the instructions. It does require graphite electrodes to be put into it, and then you can do things like melt a rocket into parts, which is what we're going to do today. So put that in there. I believe if I hit this switch, it will turn it on. Yep, see the rods come out. You can use this machine to smelt ore too. I mean, we don't need to do that, but you can smelt large quantities of ore in here as well. We need more power, which once again makes me sad. Our energy cube is gone because that was the easiest way to power this thing. Let's go make an energy cube. So I need tin plates and iron plates. That should do it. Alright, and then while that's working, I will make the energy cell. Put that on the floor here. Hit it with the hardened upgrade kit. So it now holds, I don't know, 4 million. So from 1 million to 4 million. And then we just made the reinforced kit. Put that on it, and now it holds 9 million. I had it a tier higher, but I don't really feel like making the signalum one right now. I need cryothium dust and stuff, and I just don't feel like it. So for now, this is going to be more than enough for what we need. So I'm going to take this, my new energy cube, hook it up here. It's hooking up power, so we're going to let that fill up. That way we didn't have to disturb anything that was going on in the basement. Let's go, while that's powering up, we're going to make the Tier 3 rocket, which is extremely intensive material-wise. But off camera, I've been making parts and compressing things to get the materials, and I think with that last trip to Mars where we just got the dash, I think that's the last little bit that I needed, if my calculations are right. But we also need to make these and this. The Tier 3 card is just putting the NASA schematic of the Tier 3 rocket into the compactor, which, like I said, we did get on the first dungeon we did. So take the Tier 3 rocket, which you get from the Mars dungeon final boss, there's a chance. Put that in here, and this is going to give me the number 3 access card, which for some reason it gives you 8. I guess if you need to give them to other people, you give extras. This was the one I got from the moon, which let me to make the Tier 2 rocket. This was the one I got from Mars, so now I can use this to help me make the Tier 3 rocket. And then we need to make these before we do anything further, which require potassium and sodium. Sodium and potassium. So let me see how much of those I actually have, because I don't know if I've got enough, honestly. 60K or 360K nat coolant cells. I think that's one of the last things we're going to need to make this. So I have all of these centerpieces made now. I just made these cells. We just made this. I've already got the boosters, the bronze tank, the heat exchanger vent, and the two shock absorbers right here. All right. I'm going to take them all out. Clear this a little bit. Here you go. That. And the heat exchanger. These are all things I'm going to need once I'm on the planet. And these are all the center parts. That's all of this. Oh, and also the two purple things, which I've got 24 of. So, all right, I've got everything here. So what we need to do is make this frame, and these, the engines, the fins, the nose cones. All of this stuff takes a whole bunch of these tier 3 heavy-duty plates, which is what I've been spending a countless amount of hours off camera getting ready to craft. It's compressed desh, which is why we just went back to Mars to get more desh. It is compressed carbon, ingots, and tier 2 heavy-duty plates. Now we're going to get some of those tier 2 plates by melting the spaceship. So I need to put the power supply in the back of this up here. Turn that to output. Let's just turn them all to output. Why is it not output? Oh, I put it on the wrong spot. Put it on the wrong spot. It's right here. That'll power it. Okay. Now this is powered, and I already have it turned on. Right? It's already on. Now that it's got power, I'm hoping it should cook this ship down. Yep. Probably pretty slowly, but this little bar on the side here should slowly start going up, like that. We're going to come back and check on this in a couple minutes when it's done cooking. But if I'm right, this tier 2 ship in here should give me a bunch of these plates we need. These tier 2 heavy duty plates. But not nearly as many as we need. We need 66 of them. Each one of them requires the heavy duty plate from tier 1, and then the compressed aluminum, compressed titanium, compressed meteoric iron, and naquadah, which we found on the moon. This we also found on the moon. And then each one of these is 2 bronze, 2 aluminum, and 2 steel compressed. And as you remember, the compressed anything is actually 4 plates. So you're talking each plate is an ingot put into the compactor to be made into a plate. And then it is compacted to make compressed, and then it's put into another compressor again with other stuff to make the tier 1 plates. And then the tier 2 plates, take that and add all this to it. And then to get to the tier 3 plates, we take the tier 2 and add the 2 dash carbon and the ingots to it to get tier 3 in the compressor again. Now for this you can actually use 2 different machines, so it might go kind of fast. This is almost done cooking here. Alright, this is just finishing now, and there we go. 22 tier 2 plates. And we actually, oh, I forgot you get these. I wouldn't have made quite as many as we made, but maybe they'll come in handy later. It's okay. So I got 22 tier 2 heavy-duty plates. We need 66 altogether. So that's going to be the first step. It's making 66 more of these, so the compressor. So I need to take out 66, oh no, 44 more. I think I have all this stuff in this put on the side here already. Yes. So 44 more of these. Aluminum, meteoric, and Glacticraft. I'm pretty sure I can use 2 different machines for that, so I'm going to split it. So let's see. Ignits, I've got 70, 64, 66. Dash. Compressed dash 128. I need 132. And now that's why we had to go back to get these dash ingots. And then compressed dash is 2 dash ingots, an osmium, and a uridium. Hopefully I have enough uridium because I just used a lot of it. Yeah, it should be. That should be more than enough. And osmium. Maybe this I can do in the rolling machine. Yep. See, some of the patterns it tells you need to use the Glacticraft compressor for, you can actually do in the rolling machine. But apparently those heavy-duty plates are not one of them. So this should be making compressed dash. There we go. So I had, I have 128. I needed 132. So I need only 4 more. Alright, and that's the 4 that I need. I'm going to take the rest of the mats out of here because I don't know if I'm going to need them for something different. I don't want to waste them, the uridium and the dash and stuff, if I need it for something else later. So I've got these, compressed dash. These are being made downstairs, and then I just need compressed carbon times 66, which I think I have. Yep, 72, 64, 56. So once this is all done, which it sounds like it is, I've got 66 of these. And then this is going to be one of these, 2 compressed dash, 1 compressed carbon, and a stack of ignits. Now this is going to make 64 tier 3 panels. And then the extra materials I have here, the dash, all these things are going to be added on. Actually, I can do it right now. Just tag these onto here, and it'll make the rest of them. So that's going to take a couple minutes, obviously, to compress all of these, but as you can see, we're getting the tier 3 heavy-duty plates. And as they come out, I'll start using them to craft the other parts of the rocket. So not only are they used for the whole frame here, which you can see is a lot less than 66, right? It's actually only 18. But all of these fins, the engines, and the nose cone all use the tier 3 plates. So these only use 3 per. It's not so bad. But the fins, there's 6 fins, and they each use 4. So it's 24 more just for the fins. I also need more compressed titanium for that. And then also the engines each take 4, and there's 3 more of those, so it's another 12. So it ends up being 66 altogether. I may need to make a couple of more of these middle ingredients, but I'll go check that out while this is cooking up. Alright, the last of the plates are done being cooked. So let's see if we have everything we need to make this ship. So I got 2 fins already, so I need 4 more. 2, 3, 4. Now I have the 6 fins. And I think I just need the actual plates now. 18 plates. So, if I am not mistaken, that's everything we need. Let's see. Tier 3 rocket. There we are. Boom. Tier 3 rocket complete. And thankfully I didn't miscalculate this because I burned down my Tier 2 rocket, so I would have no way to get back to those planets or anything if I didn't have enough materials. I did the math twice just to triple check, and it seems like it was right, so luckily we didn't mess up. Let me see what my guy looks like holding this rocket. Wow. That's pretty amazing. I'm going to take a screenshot. Pretty great. Alright, so let's put this Tier 3 rocket on the launch pad. There it is. Beautiful. It's actually really cool looking. Tier 3 rocket. Pretty big. Then we're going to put the fuel loader right here. And then the new energy cube. I still can't believe we lost that. So new energy cube will go over here to power it. We'll put some fuel in there. Put in 3 tanks of fuel. I don't know how much this one holds, but our next stop is going to be Venus, which is pretty exciting. So we'll see how much fuel this takes. If it takes all of it, I'll put a 4th one in, but I really don't have any idea how much fuel goes in a Tier 3 rocket, or how much is needed to go to the further planets. But I'll let that do its thing. Alright, so that's going to be it for this episode. We got the Tier 3 rocket made. Look at this, blinking green and red. The other one didn't do that, I don't think. That's pretty cool. Maybe that's because it's fueling, or maybe that just means it's ready to launch. Either way, the next episode we'll launch the rocket, we'll go up to Venus, and then we're going to go find the dungeon. That's going to be like the first thing we do, because on Venus you take damage from the toxicity of the planet or something like that, and whatever goes in this slot, there's this, like, I think it's called a shield monitor, shield something, this thing, shield controller. Protects armor from all forms of damage, including atmospheric corrosion. So the atmosphere on Venus will do a significant amount of damage to you if you don't have one of these. So as soon as we get there, we're going to have to try to find a dungeon and kill the boss, and hopefully he drops this. I think it's only 50% chance that he will drop it. And then we will equip it right away so we can actually hang out there long term. But we'll get to experience that together next episode. It's been fun. I'm Baby Venus. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.